Welcome back. And I hope you are pacing yourself well because steady daily effort beats frantic bursts every single time. This is the Sociology Desk issue 02. Today, two events, and I will keep my promise: the concept, the thinker, and the exact way to write each one, so your answer reaches the 19 mark band while most settle for 14. Let us get to work. Our first event is quiet but profound. India's first ever digital census is underway, and for the first time, caste will be enumerated through a digital system with 34 lakh enumerators and an AI-assisted caste codebook. Where does this sit? Paper 1. Research Methods and the Critique of Positivism. The weak candidate writes about census logistics. You will ask the real sociological question: can caste, as it is actually lived, be captured by the measuring stick of the modern state? So, how do you open? Not with enumerator numbers. Begin with the question of method. The census is the largest act of positivist sociology in the country. The belief that social facts can be counted with the rigor of natural science. But caste is not a clean variable. It is lived in marriage, in occupation, in locality. So the deeper claim you must make is this: measurement here is not merely descriptive, it is constitutive. The census will not just count caste, it will reshape it. That sentence puts you straight into a research method's answer. Your first anchor is Auguste Comte, the founder of Positivism. From his course in positive philosophy, Positivism holds that social phenomena can be studied through observation and statistics, yielding general laws, just like the natural sciences. The 34 lakh enumerators, the AA-verified caste codebook, the 2% post-enumeration audit, all of this is Comtean faith in unmediated measurement. Name Comte, and you have located the census inside a tradition, not just a government exercise. Now the critique, and this is where marks are made. Max Weber and the ideal type, from his essay on objectivity in social science. Weber warned that our categories are heuristic constructs, mental tools of one-sided emphasis, not photographs of reality. Caste captured by a self-declaration field plus an administrative codebook is a typification of convenience, not the lived category. Remember the 46 lakh inconsistent caste names recorded in the earlier socio-economic survey? That mess is exactly the empirical residue Weber's framework predicts. So the positivist promise of justice through data must be qualified. Add one more, Partha Chatterjee, and the idea of political society. From the politics of the governed. In post-colonial democracies, populations are governed through enumerated categories. And those very categories then become the language in which people press claims for welfare, reservation, and representation. So the census does something deeper than describe. It reorganizes the political grammar of claim making. When fewer than 60% of eligible citizens even hold valid caste certificates, you can see the count actively remaking people as political subjects. Now, how to write this for marks? The 14-mark script describes the census as a big governance exercise and lists its features. That is not a research method's answer at all. The 19-mark script names the underlying doctrine, Comtean positivism, deploys Weber's ideal type to show why caste resists clean measurement, and then reads the political consequence through Chatterjee. It closes on the killer line: measurement is constitutive, not merely descriptive. The census will count people and also remake them. Three traditions held together: positivism, Weberian method, and post-colonial governmentality. Most candidates hold one. You hold all three. Expect this. 20 marks. Paper 1. In the context of the 2026 caste enumeration, critically examine the limits of positivist methodology in capturing caste as a lived social fact. And a 10-marker, quote, statistical visibility is not the same as social truth, unquote, comment with reference to the digital census. Hold Comte, Weber, and Chatterjee, and both are yours. Our second event moves to the fields. The Andhra Pradesh Community Managed Natural Farming Program has won the 2026 Food Planet Prize, an international award worth $1.5 million for a model run through 340,000 women's self-help groups. Where does this sit? Paper 2, Rural and Agrarian Transformation, with links to the women's movement and to environmental movements. The weak candidate calls it a nice rural scheme. You will see the next frontier of agrarian change, built at the meeting point of gender and ecology. Your anchor is Vandana Shiva, and the concept is eco-feminism. From her work, Staying Alive, Shiva argued that women's subsistence labor is the principal carrier of agricultural biodiversity and the principal casualty of capital-intensive green revolution farming. This program operationalizes that very argument at scale. 340,000 women's groups across 1.8 million small holdings. By moving authority from synthetic input markets to women's collectives, it rebuilds the rural household as both an ecological and a feminist unit of production. Sharpen it with Ramachandra Guha and his distinction between two environmentalisms. There is an environmentalism of the affluent, rooted in preservation and aesthetics, and an environmentalism of the poor, rooted in livelihood and survival. This program is firmly the second, written as everyday agronomic practice, not as conservation politics. Name that distinction, and you lift a feel-good prize story into a structural argument about whose ecology actually counts. This one is likely a 10-marker, so be tight. The weaker instinct, even here, is to praise the scheme and list its numbers. The high-scoring note opens with a structural claim. The next frontier of agrarian transformation lies at the intersection of gender and ecology. It deploys Shiva on the women ecology continuum, sharpens with Guha's environmentalism of the poor, uses the prize and the self-help group numbers as evidence in one line, and closes by noting that the input-intensive cotton productivity model leaves this shift untouched. 150 words, 2 thinkers, 1 clean argument. Expect this 10 marks. Paper 2. Examine how women's collectives are reshaping the ecological frontier of Indian agrarian transformation with reference to natural farming. Hold Shiva and Guha, and the answer writes itself in a disciplined 150 words. Let us revise. 1. The digital census, positivism on trial, read through Comte, through Weber's ideal type, and through Chatterjee on enumerated political society, with the line that measurement is constitutive. 2. The women-led natural farming prize, read through Shiva's eco-feminism and Guha's environmentalism of the poor, and the rule that decides your rank. Narrate the news and you score 14, turn it into evidence for a name theory and you score 19. That brings us to the end of today's brief. Everything I have shared here is the thinking, the complete answer block for these events, the full model answers, the answer skeletons, the quotation arsenal, the flashcards, and the examiner notes is prepared every single day, and it goes only to our subscribers. If you want it, here is how. Leave your email in the comments or write to us at team@upscdesk.com, and our team will share the subscription details. Let me be honest, it is a paid subscription, and it is paid for a reason: the quality, the edge, and the competitive advantage it gives you over candidates who cannot connect current affairs with theory. I wish you the very best with your preparation. And remember, the journey is long and it will test you. But the aspirant who returns to the desk every single day, even when tired, is quietly winning. I will see you tomorrow.